Amidst this year's summer of strikes, you might be wondering, what are the risks of consequence for going on strike? In recent months, workers at UPS, Amazon, Starbucks, and various entertainment companies in Hollywood have staged walkouts or expressed their intent to do so. Their collective goal is to exert pressure on their employers, urging them to enhance working conditions and provide better wages. So far in 2023, there have been 10 times more workers strike in the US than over the same time period in 2021. So if it's on your mind, you aren't the only one. Harry Katz, a professor at Cornell University, has said, "Workers have more bargaining power given the strength of the economy. When employees choose to withhold their labor, they may encounter several consequences, such as potential job loss and loss of health insurance, according to experts. Consequently, it is essential for them to become familiar with the rights and protections. Under the National Labor Relations Act of 1935, workers are granted the right to strike, which was officially enshrined into law. According to the National Labor Relations Board, a lawful strike can be categorized into two classes. The first involves workers protesting against unfair labor practices at their workplace, while the second pertains to workers fighting against unfavorable economic conditions within their workplace. A professor at Harvard Law has specifically said, if workers are standing together in a strike for better wages and working conditions, they should feel confident that their strike is protected as long as they act collectively. So strikes need to be collective action, which means at least two people, and of course, the more people in a collective group, the better. Despite the broad right to strike granted under the National Labor Relations Act, there are exceptions. Employees in the private sector who fall under the coverage of the Railway Labor Act, for example, which includes a significant number of railway and airline employees, are governed by that specific law instead of the NLRA. They can still strike, but there are more procedures that they have to follow. In the United States, the majority of government employees are not allowed to engage in strikes. Approximately 8 states have enacted their own laws that permit specific public sector workers to strike, but this remains an exception rather than a widespread practice. No state allows police or firefighters to strike. Employers have the option to permanently replace economic strikers by hiring new individuals to perform their job duties, which to the people who are being replaced, it feels like they have been fired. Workers who participate in a strike due to unfair labor practices might have the right to reinstatement, but the reinstatement process is typically lengthy and impractical for many workers. As a result, most workers end up seeking new job opportunities instead. When workers go on strike, they often experience a loss of wages. However, if the strike is in response to unfair labor practices resulting from their employer's violations of the law, the workers may be eligible for back pay. Economic strikers usually have their workplace benefits, including health insurance, suspended during the strike. Although some employers choose to cut health insurance, many avoid doing so to prevent further escalation of the issues at hand. Unemployment benefits for strikers are not common across states. However, certain states do provide this support. The decision lies within each state's jurisdiction, where they may choose to offer unemployment benefits to striking workers to prevent them and their families from facing financial hardships while advocating for fair work contracts. As always, you'll need to do research on the laws in your specific state.